Hello everyone, this is the Honda CRF250L dual sport with the modifications completed. If you've been following my channel, you notice that I've included the recent changes of exhaust, Ejk Fuel Programmer, which I'll go over quickly today. First modification we'll discuss is the Fmf Exhaust. It's got the Q4 muffler with the Mega Bomb header, and when I did the install, I put some black high temp RTV on the rim of the header that goes into the flange of the head to prevent any leaking, and also let it cure for 24 hours. It's very important, is letting it cure, because if not, you just cause a leak and you have to redo the whole process. So pick a rainy day to do it. The system also saved a lot of weight, increased the noise. It sounds really good. So if you're going to be traveling into national parks, you got to be careful with the decibels. It's rated at 94 decibels. It's probably, I would say, at least 10 pounds lighter than a stock muffler. Another modification recently done is the Ejk Fuel Programmer, which is mounted underneath the seat. You got to pull the seat off to make any adjustments, but I wanted to keep it out of the weather. Any potential water directly to it could cause damage, so I figured that was the safest place to put it. I also did a sprocket change from a 1440 stock to a 1343, which gives you more low-end torque, mid to low. It's really great for dirt, street. If you're going to be doing a lot of highway driving, I probably would drop that rear gear to a 41, or even leave it at 40 and go to 13 to the front sprocket, and gives you a little bit more torque. Also included a SR Moto tail light with the integrated blinkers, which is really nice. I had to get rid of that stock factory clunker that weighed about 10 pounds and looked not the greatest. So that was one of the first modifications I did. To touch on the sprockets a little bit, let me explain what I did. 13 tooth on the front, 43 tooth on the rear, and I also had to modify the chain guard. If you can see the chain guard, the lower chain guard, the black part of it is sticking down a little bit. I just essentially took the two screws out, pulled it out, drilled another hole a little higher, and remounted it so the chain and sprocket wouldn't rub on the guard all the time. So again, simple modification, not too bad. Use the stock chain as well. Also did a modification to the airbox, which is remove the snorkel and the screen for the air filter. The backfire screen is gone. Helped quite a bit. So to give you guys a little bit of what I've done, give you a little bit of a sound, let's go ahead and crank it up. You can hear it. Sounds really nice. I was able to get some riding in this weekend for about an hour. Definitely much more torquey, horsepower, lifts the wheel up, first gear, no problems. If I had to directionally rate these modifications, and if you were on a budget, I truly would recommend going with the Fuel Programmer first. I think that's the best bang for the buck. $200 from the guys at Ejk, really great guys to deal with, and the sprockets as well. So if you did a combination of the sprockets and Fuel Programmer, I think that's the best bang for the buck. You can get away probably about $260, and it instantly adds the most bang for the buck. Exhaust does well. It adds a little bit more power, I think. Definitely weight savings. And another nice thing I like about the exhaust system is that since the bike doesn't have a tachometer, and with the original exhaust, I had a problem hearing the exhaust through my helmet. So, sometimes you use that as a gauge to shift gears. Well, now I don't have that problem. I can definitely hear the FMF through my helmet, shifts gears when I need to shift. So that's definitely a plus. Again, overall happy with the modifications. The bike is torqueier. Like I said, I can crank it, run it, and if the bike is on a kickstand and I throttle it, you can see the bike actually moving now. So it's definitely much more responsive than it was stock. Bunch of good modifications. Some future modifications are going to be hand guards, potentially a race tech suspension, and at least a new front tire, because the new front tire in the dirt does not do well. it's okay, but it doesn't do well. I mean, I had some episodes where I almost took a dive because of the front tire. Had to throttle out of it. But again, no problems. Enjoy the bike. It's really a great bike. I'm dropping weight, adding power, which is always a good thing. So that's about it. If you guys have any questions with any mods or anything I can do to assist you guys, don't hesitate to comment on the page, and I'll respond to you as soon as I can. And good luck and happy riding.